I think that our next merch, can we do a line that just says, a stranger is just someone who hasn't wronged me yet? A stranger is just someone who hasn't wronged me yet.
I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm doing my best.
Okay, well, I'm glad you're recording this so that you can just use this in your... The power cord for my Zoom recorder is missing.
How?
I have no fucking idea, Caissie. I'm so annoyed. I'm looking for it right now. I just like...
All right.
You can just stay with me while I look for it.
Sure. I'm going to say Gina doesn't have it. She's saying not guilty.
He's like, don't look at me, bitch. I know where my shit is. See? I don't know. There's like somebody's out to get me. I think I am suspecting sabotage. Yes. That is exactly what I'm fucking saying. I don't think it's Whitney. No, Whitney wouldn't do that to me.
No.
Who else could be sabotaging me? Oh. Nick Kroll, maybe. He wants the name because he's been doing his show that he's been doing has been Nick Kroll is doing his best. Did you know that? Did you know that?
Yes.
Well, maybe he's... No, I can't find the cord is missing. Somebody took the cord and ate it. I don't know what happened.
We do have a dog.
That could actually have been what happened. But no, I can't find...
No one needs those cords.
Why would anyone have even taken it out?
That's the thing. It's very unique to the device. So if someone took it, they decided they didn't need it, and then they didn't bring it back to you.
That's exactly what happened. Somebody was looking for something. And they're like, this isn't the plug that I normally use. What is this plug?
That's
this
a
is the
good
moment
question.
where I find out that they're like,
that you have, that someone can get in through your medicine cabinet.
I found it.
You found it.
It's in the bedside pouch that I keep my eye mask and my scrunchie.
Is this from the time you did the podcast in your bed?
Well, okay. Full disclosure. I think that cleaning people came in.
Okay.
And perhaps the day after I did the podcast from my bed.
Yeah.
So the stuff was like on the floor next to my bed.
Gotcha.
And perhaps.
Listen, it's always smart to suspect sabotage first and then
I'm not gonna lie. I think people have it out for me, but you know what I mean?
Are your house cleaners, do they also host podcasts?
Yeah, probably. Who doesn't have a fucking podcast?
Well, that was a fun adventure. I'm glad you have your cord because truly,
here you are.
Truly, nobody else would need that cord.
Also, though, I am just curious. What did she think I was doing next to my bed with that cord?
She probably didn't even think of it. She probably didn't think about it.
Why? But I don't want a cord next to my bed.
Yeah, I don't know. House cleaners see some weird shit. That's what I learned from the show Maid. Also,
have you been watching that?
I watched it. Yeah, I really liked
the whole
it.
thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, was it good?
Yes, it was wonderful.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah,
I love her. That girl.
Yes, Margaret.
Been a big fan.
Yes.
I didn't know Andie MacDowell was her fucking mother in real life.
Isn't that wild?
Yes.
That's
amazing.
So wild. Andie MacDowell was a revelation in the show, by the way. She was incredible.
She's amazing.
Yeah.
I love her.
Yeah. But this is like probably the best acting I've seen in a long time. The award goes to Andie MacDowell, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
You did watch Girls Five Eva.
I did. But it was a long time ago. I said in a long time.
I see.
Evan Peters in Mayor of Easttown deserves an Oscar for the one scene that made everyone go wild.
Right. I think that's right.
Even though it's just a TV show, he got the Emmy, but he deserves an Oscar because no one in any movie was any better than Evan Peters was in the drunk scene in Mayor of Easttown.
I didn't watch the show.
It's okay. It's like, it's fine. I think it's kind of not your thing. I think it would have stressed you out in multiple ways.
You know what I did love that
What?
might surprise you? Because this is before your time with
What?
me. Our
What?
time.
Our
I shouldn't say
time
your time with me. I should say our time.
together.
Before our time. Was I fucking loved the first season of The Killing.
Oh, okay.
And I know that there
Yeah.
were some comparisons made.
Yeah, I think The Killing was
Well, it got schlocky. Let's be real.
well, I really liked The Killing. I just think it was less it was about a killing, obviously. It was about the killing. But the emotion of it came from like the acting, like the feelings of everyone. I don't remember it being particularly like gory or stressful in that way. Like you weren't seeing a lot of the...
Is Mayor of Easttown gory?
There are some gross moments. That's why I think you wouldn't like it because they
Well, you know what I did watch, but then I literally didn't watch the very last episode. Do you remember this?
What?
The one where Amy Adams cuts herself all over?
Oh,
Remember that? Sharp objects.
yes.
And that had some gross stuff in it. And I watched that whole thing. And then weirdly, everybody's talking about that last episode. And I was like, no, I don't feel like it tonight.
You couldn't, and you just never went
It's
back.
weird that I do that now.
I never read the last paragraph of anything.
Stop it. That's not true.
It is absolutely true.
No.
I don't know. It can be
So we're going to have a book club and you will have not read the last paragraph of the book. Well, guess what? I'm reading it out loud. That's the first 3.5 minutes of book club.
I don't know why I do it. Maybe it's like an ADD thing. Is that
No.
anyone
No.
out there? Tell me. Do you also
Maybe you
skip-
have a hard time with things ending, Caissie, as a wise
That's-
woman once said to me
That
on this
is-
very podcast.
That is possibly true.
About exactly 1 year ago, maybe
That-
today. We don't
maybe-
even know.
We don't know. There's
might
no
have
way
been.
of knowing. Yeah. I don't know why I do that. I think it's like, I'm like, I got it. Or maybe I have a hard time finishing things.
Ooh.
You know?
Interesting. I have a hard time with things ending. You have a hard time finishing things. Obviously, we were like, we're the perfect business partners.
We're stuck
and you know
together
what?
forever.
That, I swear to God, though, Caissie, I'm sorry. That's like a revelation. Because honestly,
You'll
Honestly.
never end it, and I'll never be like, this is done.
wait, but like, it's fucking wild. No, but I was just saying, like, even in terms of like our career together.
Oh, totally.
We're totally those like that is wild.
Yeah.
That's like a Hoffman breakthrough right there.
right there. Well,
That's
my
like
husband,
realizing you have negative transference with your spouse at Hoffman. And you're like, oh no,
oh no.
I married my mom or whatever. That wasn't my case.
I mean, people do though. People marry their moms and dads. Not literally.
Oh no, I married my dad. I just didn't marry my mom.
Yeah. Well, there's always next time.
Well, that's what I like. If you're, wait, I'm not even kidding though. Like, would I be upset if one of my kids ended up with a woman that I just like immediately was like, oh wow, that's me? You know what I mean? Like, or would I be like flattered? Like, I don't know. I wonder how people feel about that. Do you see it? If it's you?
It's so funny because, well, you know, our friend Nelson Walters, who was our co-executive producer on Busy Tonight, is the nicest man in the world. He and I have been friends forever. And you've pointed out in the past how he is very much like my husband and like another friend of ours, Vince, how they're helpers and they're doers and they're only happy if they're like helping people. Not only happy, but it brings them joy to like assist people. And it's very funny to me because also my husband loves to point out how similar he thinks Nelson's wife and I am, how similar we are, which is very funny because, you know, you talk to your friends about what's going on in your marriage or whatever. And then like my husband will be like, whenever Nelson is describing something that's going on with his wife, San, it's like he's talking about you. He could be talking about you and it could be me talking about you. And I'm like, oh, that's so funny. I guess you do just like, well, you know, you just attract people into your life that have like, have you ever been friends with someone for like years and then you find out that you had like a really similar, like seminal experience in your life?
I mean, almost everyone that I'm friends with, yes.
Yeah. And also sadly for women, it's often
always
like
sexual trauma.
Sexual trauma. And you're like, hey, that happened to me too.
Well,
and
that's almost like, I would always say that I could smell the trauma a mile away.
Yes.
And I'm always like, it's like any person who then I later find out like has suffered a trauma. I'm like, oh, of course. Yes.
Yeah,
hello.
of course.
Come sit next to me, please.
That makes sense.
But also, you know, there's that idea too. And this is actually back to Hoffman. Oh man, I just lost these chairs on the auction. Fuck.
Oh, I'm sorry. But you know what? I'm happy you've kept up with your new persona, your new identity as an auction chair buyer. What, they were Seska chairs?
Fuck.
Oh,
No, they were
man.
Marcel Brewers. Yes,
Okay.
yes, that's
All right.
right. That's
Okay.
right. I'm the high bidder again, but 4 minutes left. Oh my God, real time. Am I going to get them? I already lost chairs earlier today on
And
apartment deco. Apartment
no.
APT deco. But I did buy a used bed frame.
Oh,
Guys,
great.
it's all happening.
It's all happening. Now, do you have like a maximum amount set and then it automatically bids for you?
That is how it works. However, I also am having my friend Dan do it for me right now because I don't know how to do it. And Dan is really good at doing stuff like that. And he's bought things on this site.
Okay.
So he is the one that showed me Auction Ninja. He's Michelle's friend.
Okay.
Showed me an Auction Ninja and was like, oh, yeah, live auctions is good too, but I've only really had success with Auction Ninja. So yeah, that's that, guys. That's that. We're gonna find out.
You're gonna find is that it's like the thrill of it. It's like I think you're gonna get into like the thrill of it. And
I think that what I like is for once in my life not feeling like I'm paying the highest price because I just am like afraid to ask for a lower one. Do you know what I mean?
That. Yes, I get that.
Like my whole life have like constantly just been like, oh, I'm so sorry. Here, take more money. You know what I mean? Like,
yes. Yeah.
And like, cause money's been a thing that's like, I've always felt like sort of embarrassed by it. And coupled with, I didn't really understand it, coupled with like, we didn't really have a ton. We were upper middle class by most standards, but like certainly I wasn't a kid that went to summer camp every year. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
I wasn't like that level, but like we took like a family vacation and my dad drove there. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't like, anyway.
Yeah.
I'm just
Understood.
explaining. Yeah. But like with money, I did get, because I started making what at the time when you're like 19 years old is too much money for a 19-year-old to be making, really.
Right.
Although I don't know who makes what on TikTok and Instagram. Who fucking knows? Here's what I have found out. Everybody makes way less than you think, and some people make way more than you think. You know? I agree.
That's I think a good rule to go by. Everybody that you think is rich doesn't make nearly as much as you think.
Oh my God.
And everybody that you're like, how rich could they be? It probably is like wealthy beyond the wealthiest's wildest dreams.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. Like, what does it afford you? It affords you like freedom, really.
Yeah.
It affords you like the freedom to indulge your creativity or keep trying a thing until the right person comes along who's like, yes, that's the thing. Even though,
Right.
like, I knew it was the thing all along. Thankfully, I had this expendable income
Right.
from my parents' trust fund that I was
Right.
able to continue pursuing it.
Right. Yeah. That's in entertainment, Hollywood break. Oh, Busy's winning. Busy's winning.
I got the
an
chair.
auction. She got the chairs.
Oh my God,
You're like Luann, who, when she got the yacht, Housewives fans will know what I'm talking about. We got the yacht.
You guys, I got the chairs.
The
The chairs for such a fucking deal.
That's great.
Yes.
That's great. So anyway, yeah, I think that is the greatest trick the devil ever played, is telling people like, oh, like the harder you had it, the better and more creative you'll be, the better of a performer you'll be. And I'm like, there is something to be said for having had an easy life with a ton of security for making you feel like you can just do anything. Like I know,
walk into any situation
Yeah,
with
and
any
just-
amount of confidence. This is what I was always saying. Like, I like Bill and let's also Hollywood break, not conflate things. People can be talented and also have come from privilege.
yes.
You know what I mean? Like, it's
Yes.
not mutually exclusive. It's not just like, oh, the idiots who don't deserve it are like,
No.
you know, they're talent. Like, there are very, very talented people
Yes.
that also, like, you know, were able to cultivate talent because
Yeah, because
dot,
they
dot,
didn't
dot.
because they didn't have to have 6 jobs and
Correct.
support their family, or it's just
and
interesting.
then, you know, Quentin Tarantino wrote Pulp Fiction while he was like working his late night shift at the whatever movie store
Yeah.
rental place. Okay,
Yeah.
wait. What was I saying though? I got the chairs. So excited.
You got the chairs. Busy is like, this is just, it's going to come back to the chairs a lot, I feel like, today, because that is a high that is not easy to shake when you win the chairs.
Well, now I'm almost like, I kind of want to just get into this auction now. Just dive in. I know it's live, you know, and I want to just go for some things. Should I preview some other things? Like, I'm just like, I'm ready. I feel
like-
ready.
I feel like this is your Twitch show.
This could be my Twitch show. Oh, by the way, that is what I was going to say. Is that Birdie was telling me how much some of these Twitch streamers that they follow
Yes.
make. Oh, God.
Just a
Sorry,
bug.
guys. There's a bug in my face.
How much so many Twitch streamers make?
Yes. Sorry, I just got a text about Taylor Swift playing at SNL, and I'm trying to figure out how I can get Birdie in to dress rehearsal or something to see it.
Oh, yeah. Do they have strict rules about dress rehearsal?
I don't know. I mean, Birdie's vaccinated. I think they have age.
No, I know. I think you have to be 16, though. Right?
They have age restrictions.
Yeah.
But what if they were like one of the cast members, like personal guests?
Yeah. Why
Who
not?
knows?
Who knows? Who
That was the official
knows?
word from my manager. But we'll see. We'll see.
You know,
Maybe
you
they
know
can just
some
sit in a
people.
green room.
Yeah.
I do know people.
You know some people. Maybe
kind
that
of-
can work out.
Anyway, the point being, guys,
A lot of Twitch streamers are
Make a lot of
probably
shit.
make
A
a
lot
lot
of
of
fucking money.
and are probably buying the chairs that you want out from under you on auction sites.
no. But not,
you
not today, motherfuckers.
You got
Not
to turn the
today.
tables on them. Get a Twitch show.
I can't
about
believe I got these
auctions.
chairs. I'm so excited.
Very
You guys,
exciting.
I want to thank all of you, too. I do, for just encouraging me, just helping me. Sold.
People really had a lot of tips for vintage shopping, and
Some people put like vintage stores and place that I needed to go. I don't know. It was nice. People have been making a lot of, I mean, this is what I'm talking about. Look at this red cabinet. Current bid, $80. 80.
it's gorge.
Let's go get it.
Yeah,
Let's
right
go
right
get
time, right place.
Let's go get it. Wait, I want this. Bid. Wait, can you bid on it for me? Shit. Dan, oh no, 1 minute left. Dan,
You're
I'm not signed up.
really you're seeing you're hearing an addiction
I want
being
this.
born.
I want this. 21 seconds. Oh no,
Oh,
it's
my
too late.
Lord.
It's too late. It's too late. It's too late. It's too late.
You're gonna hear rock bottom now. Rough.
Such a bummer.
Well,
I didn't register, and that was my bad.
yeah, that's a hard one. I tried to, my friend Anil Dash and I, one time we tried to bid on this artifact, something that belonged to Prince, it was actually a note that he wrote to his secretary asking her to get some pictures taken down off of prince.com.org, which is my friend Valerie's website. And so Anil and I thought it would be so fun to buy that for Val so she could frame it. And we thought that, like, who would want a note, such a specific note on hotel stationery that was about like the smallest thing? And we were swiftly outbid by so many people.
You're like, we have a personal connection to this. No one else is gonna. Well,
we had a max budget in mind, and it was very quickly drowned by the dollars of people wanting to buy little scribbled notes by Prince. So
yeah, I mean, listen, I have to say, there is something real. I could see why people get into this shit.
It's gambling,
I
practically.
could see. It is gambling. And you know what I kind of love?
Gambling.
You know what I kind of am not good at?
Is it gambling?
I was going to say cards.
Oh,
but
okay.
I'm not great at like playing cards or remembering what I'm supposed to do, because also I'm not great at like quick, easy math.
Oh my God. One time when my kids were in preschool, I was on the preschool PTA, and we were always like having fundraisers or whatever. But then one year, the dads who all like worked on Wall Street and everything, they all wanted to do like a dad centered fundraiser. And so they were like, let's do a poker night, and we'll do like a legit poker night, and it'll have like this really high buy-in.
Dads are the worst.
Dads are the worst. So
Honestly,
anyway,
dads are the worst.
So anyway, my husband, Matt, gamest guy in the world, nicest guy in the world, doesn't care about sports, doesn't care about poker, doesn't care about anything most guys care about. So he was like, do I have to go to this thing? And I was like, it'd be kind of like a bad look if you didn't go, because like I'm involved with it or whatever. So if you don't mind, I was like, but the good news is you've never played poker before. You'll lose in 5 minutes, and then you can probably like come home. And so on the day of the poker thing, he goes, well, it's time to go. And I was like, oh, you're going to the poker thing? And he was like, no, first I'm going to get online. I'm going to look up how to play poker. Then I'm going to go. No. So he read online for like 10 minutes how to play poker. He goes to this thing, and then he's like, I'm waiting for him to come home, and he's not coming home, and he's not coming home, and he's not coming home. And then, so I finally just went to bed. And then he wakes me up like really in the wee hours, and he's like, babe, I fucking won. And I was like, oh, you won some of the games? And he was like, no, I won the whole thing.
Oh my God.
What? And he was like, he truly said he thought it was because A, he didn't know what he was doing, and B, he didn't care. And everyone was just like dazzled by his swagger, I guess. I don't know. But he won the whole shebang that night.
Wow. But since it was like for the school, did he like, what did he win? Just
he got prizes.
Rights?
Yeah, he got like a set of really fancy poker chips, which goes right in the donation pile. And he got like a gift certificate for a dinner or something that someone had donated.
That seems nice.
Yeah, not bad. But it was like, you could see, I'm shocked that his next move wasn't to become like an itinerant gambler in Atlantic City.
Well, here's the thing about gambling, guys. It's really fun. The risk, taking those risks. I don't know.
Wow. That's a half a Hoffman breakthrough.
Nah. I mean, I could have told you that.
Knowing
that
that
is
you
like classic. Yeah.
love you some gambling. Yeah, I'm not much of a gambler either.
No, I mean, but also like, yeah, but I don't know. Beekeepers Naturals. It's what I bring on set, and I use their little beekeeper drops. Is that good?
That's a good one. It had a lot of information.
Yeah, and there's specific to me information in it.
Yes.
Which is that I have been taking Beekeepers Naturals Bee Immune Propolis throat spray with me on set because I am surrounded by many, many people, hundreds even.
Yeah.
And I feel like using that throat spray keeps me boosted, gives me momentum for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
And my throat feels good.
It's proactive. You're being proactive in taking care of yourself with a little spritzy.
That's what was the impetus behind Beekeepers Naturals. Just so you know, female founded, we love. Founder Carly Stein was inspired to reinvent her own medicine cabinet when she discovered propolis. It's a powerful ingredient that bees use to protect their hive from germs. So she started creating all of these nature-powered formulas that work to support your immune system and your brain health and energy levels. There's no shady additives. There's no weird ingredients. And honestly, I think it all tastes really good too. Anyway, guys, you do not have to take our word for it. You really need to get on the Beekeepers Naturals bandwagon immediately.
You need to get in the hive.
Get in the hive, guys. Get in the hive. And today, Beekeepers Naturals is offering an exclusive offer. Go to beekeepersnaturals.com/busy or enter code busy at checkout, and you're going to get 20% off your first order. That's beekeepersnaturals.com/busy.
It's like you just won a spelling bee. Speaking of bees.
I did just win a spelling bee. beekeepersnaturals.com/busy. Start feeling better every day, today. You can also find Beekeepers Naturals nationwide in over 2,000 stores. For instance, Target, Whole Foods, Sprouts. But give us the credit, guys. You heard about it here.
Even if you buy it in Target, just tell the checkout person that you heard about it here. It'll make us feel better.
I want you to go to beekeepersnaturals.com/busy. Love you guys. Ginger. You guys, you know I'm obsessed with this ginger essential oil. Still obsessed with it.
Yes.
Ginger with 2 J's. Jinjer. It soothes sore muscles, helps boost digestion, promotes mental clarity. Sometimes I just like to rub it on my hands, rub a little on my chest just to smell it, and I feel sharp. It's all natural. It's sustainably sourced. Ginger essential oil entered my life in that moment in August when my knee was really swelling up and I couldn't figure it out. I didn't know what to do. And I started using it and it was truly remarkable. Like I felt like I saw a difference immediately. There's no prep time because it's pre-mixed with jojoba and evening primrose carrier oils. So you can just put it directly on your skin. Unlike some essential oils where, you have to diffuse it or you'll have like a horrible reaction on your skin.
You gotta be careful if you don't dilute some other essential oils. You do have to, this is just open it and go. It's ready for whatever you need.
Yes, I love it. I love it so much. Ginger's special extraction process helps remove micro impurities. So we are all getting the highest quality ginger oil. And the convenient dropper cap means I don't waste any. I get the perfect amount every single time.
Yes,
I love it. I love how my skin feels.
very well packaged and very effective, lovely smelling. I just love the smell of ginger. It's like,
I use it in a diffuser too.
yeah, it makes me so
I've put
happy.
it in my diffuser. Yeah.
There you go.
Well, anyway, guys, we're telling you, you definitely need ginger essential oil in your life. And right now, we have an amazing deal for our listeners because we love you. And so does ginger essential oil. 20% off your first purchase. And it's only available with our special URL, jinjer.us/best. That's jinjer.us/best. I'm telling you, you do not want to miss out. Again, it's ginger with 2js.us/best. Get it. Get that oil. Slather it on your body. Put it in your diffuser. And tell me how you feel. Anyway, let's discuss other things. I do want to say this, and you tell me if we have to cut it out, okay?
Okay.
So, I told you I'm trying to get like Birdie into to sneak in somehow to watch Taylor Swift at SNL, right?
Yeah.
So Mark and I were talking last night, and he said something about Pete Davidson, and he's like, and Kim Kardashian, what? Like the fact that that this is on his radar is insane, but also lol.
Oh, wait, I can't hear you.
Wait, hold on a second. No. Are you there?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah. The kids just snapped in with they put my AirPods in.
Got it.
Okay. But anyway, so we're standing in the kitchen, and he was like, do you think it could happen to take Birdie to like a dress rehearsal or something just so that they could see Taylor play? It's like, I don't know. And then somehow it turned, and Mark was like, did you see that Pete Davidson's dating Kim Kardashian or whatever? And like, I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. Yes, I did, see that. It's like, everybody always says the same thing. They're always just like, he's such a nice guy. And I was like, yeah, cut to, I take Birdie to this dress rehearsal, and next thing it's like, Birdie's dating Pete Davidson. And everybody around us is like, but he's like a great guy. Like, he's like a really good guy. Like, you got to know him. Like, he's got a great heart. And we're like, they're 13. He can't be dating them. He can't be dating them. They're 13. They can't be, he can't be dating them. And people will be like, I know, but Pete's just like the best. Like, don't you know that like, that's how people like all talk about him?
Do
you feel like that?
I mean, it's interesting. I feel like I see a lot of people questioning like how he dates such amazing people. And I'm like, well, he's cute and funny and rich and famous. I mean, like, why not? I don't know.
I think that's a weird thing perpetrated by men who don't understand what women find attractive. Because that exact sentence was said at work today by a man. And I was like, are you kidding?
Yeah.
Well, of course. Like, I don't find, like, it's not for me because I'm,
right,
generally speaking, not really attracted to people under a certain age. Like,
right.
I that is weird though, because when I was like, isn't it weird how your attraction levels increase with your age?
Yeah.
Like, I am attracted to age appropriate people. I don't look at guys in their 20s and I'm like, ooh, I'd really like to.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
It's true. It's true. It's so weird. I mean, I feel like I'm having deja vu. I feel like we've had a version of this conversation, but it is very weird to me but sometimes you can look at an old picture of someone that you had a crush on way back when, and they still look so cute to you. But I think it makes you feel like you're that age again.
Maybe.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
But it's so.
But like, I see men who are older looking now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm like, yes, I would. Yes.
You look like you could balance a checkbook, sir.
Yes, exactly. And I see dudes that are like in their early 30s and I'm like, ugh, No.
Because you've already been there and you're just you're probably like cataloging like, oh, here's what's wrong with this guy. You know what I mean?
Interesting. I'm going to tell you something shocking.
What?
I never dated a man ever. I have never in my life dated a man between the ages. Like the man was between the ages of 25 and 34.
Oh, weird.
Okay.
Because you automatically went from like...
Yes, because... Well, wait, or was Mark 30? How old was Mark when I met him? I can't do math. You do the simple math, remember? Remember when I said I can't do simple math?
Yeah, you can't do it.
Wait, hold on.
Mark seemed 34.
Well, yes.
Wait,
that is
you guys have
true. He was 34.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
So when I met Mark, he was 34. And yeah, that's it.
And your boyfriend before that was like 25?
My age. Yeah. At the time.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
And before that, I dated a couple guys. They were always my age.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or like my year in school. Or a year younger than me in school. Wait, how, like, truly, like, that's so weird.
Yeah.
But like from the ages of, I guess like maybe 26.
Yeah.
Let's just say 26, just to be safe. I don't know. But I think it's 25 or 26.
Yeah.
I made out with some guys in that year, that interim year between dating the boyfriend and meeting Mark.
Who knows?
But they were all like around my age.
Yeah.
They were young.
That seems right. Well, that's interesting. That's probably like a function of like men going out with younger women.
Always.
And then you just making some type of like
life decision.
Like life decision when you met Mark and like a jump, a time jump.
I made a jump. That was a timeline jump. That was like a definite timeline jump. And here we are again.
Timeline.
She's jumped a Jen. She's jumped again. She's jumped. Wait, oh boy. She's jumped again, guys. She's jumped again. My nachos are here. I just got a text message. So I got the chairs. Anyway, that was a long journey into night. That previous. I got the console table too.
Oh my God. This is like, if you guys really were confused by our unboxing podcast episode,
this one's gonna be off the charts insane. Wow. I'm never paying full price for anything ever again. I'm only bargaining with everyone I see. Can you imagine? I'm like walking into Starbucks and they're like, it's $4.15. I'm like, I will give you $30.82, and that is my final offer. And I'm not getting my latte. I don't get my latte.
You just reminded me of when Nelson and I worked with our friend Paul F. Tompkins on the show Best Week Ever. We used to go and get lunch from Chipotle not every day, but the woman would always try to give Paul his for free because she liked him. But she was a fan. She was a fan, and Paul would be like, "No, you have to let me pay for it." And she'd be like, "No, who cares? Like, you're just, it's Chipotle, whatever." And so, because he's like the nicest guy, and then we had a talk about. He was like, I'm sure she thinks she likes me, but she probably thinks that I'm somebody else, or like, does she even know like where she likes me from? Like, would she even know my name? And we were like, 100% she knows where she likes you from, and she 100% knows your name. We didn't ever quiz her, but on that same time where we had that conversation, we went outside, and I feel like just a random New Yorker man was like, "Hey, I love you, Jay Leno."
No.
Like, right after we had that conversation, and then Paul was like, "Does this guy think I am Jay Leno, or that I've been on Jay Leno?" And I was like, I don't know. But then I lost.
Wait, had he been on Jay Leno?
I don't think so. I think he would have. I think he would have said
That's funny.
if he had been. And then I lost my confidence that like people just never know anyone's name. They know that
that's true.
They've seen you and they like.
Didn't
you
we talk
and-
about that with Brian Jordan Alvarez?
Yeah, probably. They
Wait,
know.
but also, you know those story about the Soul Cycle teacher that thought I was pink. And then asked me when I was going back on tour. And I was like, ma'am, I've been in your class for the last 3 months. Why? What? How did you think that I was pink? How did you think I was Alicia? Like in these 4 months that we've been training together.
She thought you were coming back for class and then going out to Omaha for a show and then rushing back.
I don't know. Maybe she thought I was taking some time off.
There
she
are
obviously
worse people
wasn't
to be
a huge
mistaken
fan.
for. Yeah. Yeah.
Because she didn't really. Although, we do look kind of alike.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, wait. You sent a breakdown.
Yeah.
Let's get into it.
Okay. What do you want to talk about first?
I don't know. You keep texting me, and I can't get text on my computer
Why though?
because I don't know any passwords ever. And I shut the iMessage off because people were reading my fucking messages, and I was not here for it.
People were like reading your messages over your shoulder on your computer?
I mean, I don't know. You've had little kids, right?
Yes. Teaching to read. It's a big mistake.
That's what I'm saying.
Don't rush to teach your kids to read. Okay.
I don't
so
know if that's what I'm saying, but kids need boundaries. And like, for instance, now they don't have like the thing that can open my computer at all or my phone.
good. Okay.
And then
Your
they were like-
fingerprint.
what?
Doesn't your fingerprint open your computer?
Yeah, but they'd have to like be like in a Lindsay Lohan movie from 1999 and like wait till I was like passed out asleep and then like use my finger.
Use your finger or open
Right,
your
but
eyes.
all I'm saying, no, I can't sign into. So I changed my whatever. I changed my password. I don't know what it is. I don't feel like signing into it.
Gotcha.
Changing it again. It's too many. I've changed everything so many times at this point.
You know
don't
why
fucking know.
I text them to you is because I say with love, you get a lot of emails and you don't always read them.
I don't love emails.
Yeah,
But also
so there's-
turns out I don't read the rundowns when you text them to me. I have to look at my
And you-
computer. It's too small.
I know. I get it.
Oh shit, we've got so much to talk about. First of all, guys, it is our wait, how long have we been recording?
Just like, 40 minutes, maybe.
Mine just says 33:40. Is that right?
Oh, that's probably right. Yeah.
Wow. I thought we've been recording for at least 2 hours. No, I'm kidding. But but I did kind of think that it had been a long time. Okay. Well, first of all, Caissie and I are considering, I always roll these ideas out and like cut to Meta announces tomorrow that like their new fucking thing is what I'm about to describe to you. And then I'll post on Instagram and I'll be like, guys, I didn't know that they were announcing this thing today.
So yeah,
Remember,
let's just
guys,
start by
when
saying,
that happened to us last time?
Yes. That it did happen. So let's just say that today is Monday, November 8th is when we're recording this. So if someone Busy's choking on wine, if someone
No,
announces
it's sparkling water. It's Mountain Valley.
Oh, okay. All right. Sorry, I assumed it was sparkling wine.
Well, you obviously thought it was a Bev, which it was earlier.
Okay. So
And I did pour my sparkling water into the glass.
there we go.
Anyway.
So it's Monday. So if
Yes.
any of this shit happens with someone else tomorrow or Wednesday,
Just know.
just know.
We had thought about it and we were going to do it. Okay, so we want to try an experiment because throughout the week last week, Caissie and I kept texting each other, just like, holy shit. And then this thing happened. And then this thing happened. And like, I feel like our instant things that we want to like say about things happening in the world or pop culturally or in our own lives,
Yeah.
by the time we get around to once a week, we're just like, what are you doing your best at this week? And you're like,
over.
well. So anyway, so I was like, what if we did a thing where we just recorded like 10 minutes every day
Yeah.
when we like had something exciting to talk about, or there was something happening, trending.
Yeah.
Trending.
So we're gonna try that next week. Let's say next week and see how it goes.
Okay. And I do think it was spurred on by the first pop culture topic that you wrote down.
Yes. Yes.
I think it was. That was what it was.
Yeah. That's
The
one
Chris
that really
Pratt
stuck with us.
situation.
Chris Pratt.
Motherfucker.
Guys, did you guys see Chris Pratt's post about his lovely wife? Let's read what he said. Do you have what he said there?
No, I'm going to have to pull it up though. Well, yeah, I mean, I have it on multiple texts that people sent to me. So I can easily grab that one. I believe I even still screenshot it and have it saved. I do.
There you go.
So
Actor
he wrote
Chris Pratt.
He's with his wife, Catherine Schwarzenegger, and there's a picture of the two of them together, and it says, "Guys, for real, look how she's looking at me!" Exclamation point. I mean, find you somebody that looks at you like that! Exclamation point. Exclamation point. You know? Exclamation point. Question mark. We met in church. She's given me an amazing life, a gorgeous, healthy daughter. She chews so loudly that sometimes I put in my earbuds to drown it out. Well, that's love! Exclamation point. She helps me with everything. In return, periodically, I open a jar of pickles. That's the trade. Her heart is pure and it belongs to me. My greatest treasure right next to my Ken Griffey Jr. Upper Deck rookie card. Which, if you know is saying a lot. Bless. It's her birthday in about 6 weeks, so if I didn't get her anything, I'll tell her to look back on this post. All right. I went through the whole post because I find it all abhorrent.
Yeah, there's like so many red flags. It's a color guard.
Well, it's just a one color guard. It's not the colors of the rainbow represented. It is one color.
Yeah, it's all red flags. It's a drill team.
As red, as bright red as my fucking gushing period blood, Chris Pratt. That's how red those fucking flags are. It's as if I stuck them up mine own cunt and bled on them and then hung them on stakes outside of your house. You know, I know him. I'm like friends with him I was. Years ago. I've like been on vacation. I was on vacation with like him and Anna when she first got pregnant. Yeah. She was pregnant with Jack.
Yeah.
Like I knew him in the before times. I don't know him now.
Yeah.
But holy shit.
That was...
Either you're like the dumbest motherfucker on earth or you're a real righteous asshole.
Was he a not smart person when you hung out with him before?
I mean, real talk. I don't know. He drank a lot.
Okay. Yeah.
And I probably was less drunk because I already had kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he was always super nice and he was funny.
Yeah.
But I never had deep philosophical conversations or political conversations. I mean, I knew he was like a doomsday prepper.
Okay.
And I was a little bit like, yeah. I remember at the time being a little bit like, tell me about those cars again.
Yeah.
But then, you're looking at the person who bought like a plot of land because I was a year ago because I was like afraid that Trump was going to get reelected and we'd have to like circle the wagons and have my family drive to where we could have water and
it just depends on what your idea of doom is.
Well, that's for sure.
For sure. So anyways, so that's how you knew him. This post I just thought was, here's what I will say about it is that, and I agree, like, here's what I said to you, is that even if he didn't mean it to sound the way that it sounded to so many people, you the impact is that it did sound that way because like he wasn't thoughtful enough about like what he was saying. So he was really like, it was weird because he was trying to like do a tribute post about his wife and it wound up
why?
like being about
6
him.
weeks from, but I don't understand.
I don't understand
any
why.
Of it.
I don't understand.
It feels
but-
so fucking weird to me.
Yeah,
it just doesn't feel good.
I don't know why. And then the thing that really like whatever, like maybe that's their sense of humor, maybe that's the way that they joke. But I was kind of bothered by the thing he said
Ladies,
about
I need to wait before we even get into this next part.
Yeah.
My ladies at home, my ladies who are younger, who may be listening to this, I know you're out there. And I know that if you're listening to this podcast, you're probably not the type of lady that will laugh enthusiastically if you're with a man and he starts to make very tired gender jokes about responsibilities and duties and even like the fucking tired bit that he's doing, which is like, she runs the show. I occasionally open a bag of pickles. Did I just say a bag of pickles? I did.
Pickles come in bags.
But you know what I mean?
sometimes.
They don't. But but that's how fucking dumb what he said is. You are a Marvel superhero. You made $480 million last year.
Yeah.
You work nonstop. You don't just open a fucking jar of pickles, you motherfucker who's trying to like somehow, I don't know. Like I hate it. I hate it so much.
Yeah.
What is it? What is that thing? What is it?
What
it's like
he's-
the false modesty.
Yeah, it's
or
like
what
a
is it called?
like self-effacing humor that's really
it's
like
it's like, but when men do it in that way, it's like they're acknowledging their power, the power that they have by pretending, by like, what's the word? Oh God, patronizing. By patronizing their spouse or their significant other.
Right.
When like what she does in their household is probably a lot. She probably does a lot of the domestic labor and they have a kid and like whatever.
Yeah.
And that is actually legitimately a lot of fucking work.
Yes.
But by the way he's talking about himself, putting himself in it,
right,
in the center of it,
yes,
it makes it seem like it's bullshit.
Yeah. And how like his favorite job that she does is adore him. And, you know, and he tolerates
And he has
her?
possessions and she is one of them.
And she's one of them. And
he has things that he has purchased.
Yes.
He has things that he's bought.
baseball cards and hearts of
Because you know what
Hearts
boys
of
love?
girls.
Baseball cards and pussy. That's what they love the most, Caissie. Baseball cards and vintage baseball cards and pussy. I'll be here all week, guys. Thank you.
Very Buddy Cole, very Scott Thompson and Kids in the Hall.
Motherfucking.
Yeah, I don't.
But then the thing he really got dragged for.
Yeah, the thing that I didn't like is that he said the thing about her giving him a healthy daughter, and it seemed like
Gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
Gorgeous and healthy.
and healthy
'Cause
daughter.
I take umbrage with both,
yeah,
obviously.
because yes, all babies are gorgeous, so that's great. We all think our babies are gorgeous, but the healthy thing felt like knowing that his son with Anna has had some health issues. He was premature, and you know, and it has some challenges that, frankly, if you like follow Anna, it seems like he's doing great and he's amazing. And as I said to you, Busy, even if it was unintentional, even if he didn't mean it to sound that way, it sounded that way. And like, if so many people saw it, you have to kind of like examine that and be like, yeah, what compelled me to say it in this way? You know, like what would a therapist say about that? Like, why did you have to put it that way? And like, And for me as a parent, it's just really weird to write about one child and not your whole family. Like, it doesn't matter that you're not with one boy's mother anymore. He's still, when you talk about one child, you know what I mean? Like, when you're talking about the beauty of your life, talk about what a great stepmom she is. Talk about, you know what I mean? Like,
well, it's very myopic, right?
Yeah.
Which, like, I'm sorry, just speaks to, you know, religious, like, zealot, like, type. What is it called? Oh my God, you guys, my brain is really not working. I did work I was up at 5 this morning to work.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, you know, indoctrination. It just speaks to like when you get, you know, he's like obviously made a turn and has gotten like super religious and his church and like I remember he like was into church or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know lots of people into church, guys.
Yeah.
I have nothing against people into church.
You've been to people's churches
or mosques.
Yeah.
Or
you've gone to
other
people's
things,
religious services to be
I love
supportive.
a religious service.
Yeah.
I love a religious. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
I love a religious service. What I don't love is like dogma
Yeah.
and sets of things that become sort of like indoctrinated into your brain and you think that that's
Yeah.
you know what I mean? But it just speaks to me of like or you know, it just feels very myopic. It feels like really, really just so tightly centered.
Yeah.
It's not
just,
even self-centered. It's just like so tightly centered around a little tiny piece.
Like an idea, like this ideal that you're like saying like our life is so ideal. And, you know, and I think truly religious people know that there is no ideal situation and that like life can change at any time. And so while we're grateful for some things and, you know, I don't know.
Well,
I think
like, but that was like the fucking crazy thing from that documentary I was watching.
Oh, The Way Down.
The Way Down when like the thing happened to one of her daughter's baby.
Right.
And then they like called in parishioners and were like, well, we know that they weren't being punished. So we're looking for who in the congregation has been like needs to be punished. Like basically like who is God mad at?
Yeah. And
because otherwise they wouldn't have taken away this baby.
Conducting
God
an
God wouldn't have taken away this baby. Isn't that fucking nuts?
Yeah, I just think it's nuts. And I just think you have to be really careful when you're talking, you know, you're putting things out there into this universe that like it just exists. Like that post will continue to exist. And someday when that little boy grows up and like Googles himself, he's gonna see that, you know, a lot of people read this thing and read into it that his dad had excluded him from this, you know, just idyllic sounding post about how much he loved his new family and didn't even like spare a mention for his other miracle, amazing kid. And it's just, that broke my heart a little bit. Because like even if that kid never, even if there was a way to like erase it, or here's where I sound like I'm cuckoo bananas. Even if there was a way to erase it, or even if that kid never saw it, it's just like that energy just exists. You know what I mean? Like that energy that would prompt you to say something like that and totally not mention your other firstborn or whatever, that exists no matter what. Whether that post ever existed or not, that's the energy that exists in those relationships. And that's such a bummer because that little boy is also beautiful and perfect and amazing.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Or, I mean, like just yes.
Yeah.
Fuck yes. And I do know just from being there when he was born, well, not being there, but like,
yeah. You weren't like the Lamaze coach.
You guys, I was not. No, but I mean, being like friends with them when, like he was so loved and like so wanted by, you know, I know that they love. And I know they're good parents. Oh God, now I'm just too sad. You might have to cut this whole thing. Now I don't even want to talk about it. I'm not kidding. It's really hard.
Yeah. Of course he loves him. But that's why I think people were upset, because you have to be thoughtful with your love and thoughtful with your words. And especially when you have a lot of eyes.
Right.
A lot of eyes on you, and you just do.
Or it's just that like it's just so disappointing, Mm-hmm. I think that's like what a lot of people felt as well.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like that it was just disappointing because they've like rooted for, it's just like, yeah, and to see somebody have such a, like it seemingly make such, maybe he's just an idiot. I don't know.
Well, here's what I will say. You did text me that that story that a source said, I don't know, that he went to bed upset about the reaction to the post.
Right.
And so what I'm curious about is, was he upset because he felt like everyone was wrong in the way that they reacted about it? Or was he upset because he realized he could have done better? And if he's upset because he realized he could have done better, then good. Okay. Next time, But if he's upset because he thought everybody was wrong, then I'm kind of like, well, I don't know. Are hundreds of thousands of people wrong? I don't know.
I mean, that's really interesting that you say that. Like, yeah, whoa, that is fucking wild. Like, what is somebody grieving when they, quote unquote, get called out for something or whatever?
Yeah.
Like, what are they remorseful for?
Yeah.
And are they able to like actually pull it apart? Yeah. I have before in my life had to face the real fucking dark side truth of the selfishness of my own remorse.
Yeah.
That it wasn't actually about the other person.
Right.
That it was really about my own whatever, ego, feelings.
Yeah.
Oof. That's rough.
I've been really lucky because I will say this, I have been called out for things before, and it happens with this podcast. People let us know, like, you said this the wrong way, or you forgot about this group when you're talking about how something should be. And it really depends on so many things, just the way that it lands with you. And I feel like I've been really lucky in my life because for whatever reason, I have the type of relationship for the most part with friends where I feel like they usually call me out or call me in sometimes, as they like to say, call me in with love, and usually just one-on-one, and like give me a chance to just take it in. And that is such a gift. And the thing that I always have to, but even when someone is so gentle, it fucking stings sometimes to have somebody tell you like you were wrong and it hurt me, whatever. What I always have to remember is like, that for the most part is not fun for anyone. It takes guts for someone to gather up their courage to tell you that something that you said hurt them. And
oh my God.
And it also means that they care about you enough to like want to have that hard conversation with you. So like,
did I ever tell you mine?
No. Wait, well, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe I did.
I don't know. But then also the other thing I think is important to remember is like, you don't have to decide immediately what you're sad about. You can like take, because it's already done, right? So you can take like a minute to digest it and figure out what it is you're sad about, and if you're sad about the wrong thing or the right thing. And if you're sad about like, oh, I'm sad because I could have done better.
Well, first of all, shame is like immediate.
Yes. Yeah.
And no matter what has happened, you have shame immediately. That's just like That's like our original sin or whatever, right?
Right. Yeah.
Right. So shame is like the first thing you feel. And shame is hard for some people to get around, to dig out what the other thing is.
Almost impossible for some people. Like shame.
Some people it's impossible for. Yeah, that's right.
Shame just like stops them. Talk about not finishing things. Like shame stops some people cold in their fucking tracks.
If you can dig through and figure out what the actual emotion is underneath, I think you get that's where the gold is, guys.
Yeah.
That's where the gold lies below the shame.
Yeah.
Gold's you got to dig down past the shame. That's where you're going to get the gold.
Yeah.
It's fucking rough. Sakara life. Sakara. I love Sakara. I was actually just thinking about re-upping my Sakara right now before I even got here and saw that we were doing Sakara today.
Right?
I was
because
like, I
it's
think I'm
getting
gonna
to that
redo
time
it.
of year,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. But also I've been having, because like my knee stuff and whatever, I've just been having a lot of inflammation in my body. And I feel like what I want to do is take a reset, do a plant-based thing.
Yeah.
Like low inflammation diet.
It's getting to be that time of year where we're all so busy and we start to just eat whatever is around. And so I think it's really smart to make sure that whatever is around is really healthy and good for you and is going to take you through the winter in a healthy way. And that's Sakara.
And that is Sakara. I also have been back at work shooting, and I feel like just also being able to know that in my little mini fridge, I have a healthy lunch, a healthy snack, ready to eat, plant rich, clean, and it'll nourish my body with whole organic ingredients. That is worth it. It's definitely worth it. So that I don't reach for the things that sometimes seem like the easy choice in the moment, and then
it's not easy.
You feel tired. You feel run down. Your skin doesn't look great.
You pay for it.
You do pay for it. You really do. Yeah. You really do. And here's the thing with Sakara, which is why I've returned to it year after year after year after year. You want to stay healthy. You want to have the ease. You also want to actually enjoy your meals. Because with Sakara, you get nutritious meals that nourish your body, plant-based ingredients, without ever sacrificing taste. I'm telling you, it's delicious.
Yeah, they have chefs or the people that came up with the recipes and the meals.
And they make breakfasts, lunches, dinners, backed by cutting-edge nutritional science, boosting your health, making you glow from the inside out, delivered fresh to your door anywhere in the U.S. Listen, Sakara has received rave reviews from Goop, Vogue, the New York Times, and me, Busy Phillips. Right now, Sakara is offering our listeners 20% off their first order when they go to sakara.com/busy or enter code busy at the checkout. That's Sakara, SAKARA.com/busy to get 20% off your first order. Sakara.com/busy. Dipsy, take a dip in the sea. Take a dip in the sea of pleasure. Is that how they came up with the name for Dipsy
That's
stories?
a good question.
I think that's probably is. It's like, let's just take a dip in the sea of pleasure.
I like it.
Dipsy is an app that is full of sexy audio stories, brand new written stories you can read. No matter what you're into, what turns you on, Dipsy helps bring the stories to life anytime, anywhere. You just close your eyes, let yourself get lost in the world where only good things happen. Pleasure's your only priority. Explore your fantasies in a shame-free and safe way by listening or reading the stories at Dipsy. There are hundreds of stories to choose from, and they release new content every week, so there's always more to explore. Also, they have wellness sessions that help you wind down and sleep sessions to help you drift off, which is great.
Yeah, there truly is something for everyone. Whether you're like just trying to relax or if you're trying to really get yourself hot, there is a range of stories available from Dipsea. Truly, if you need it, Dipsy's got it.
And now, for listeners of this show, Dipsea is offering an extended 30-day free trial when you go to dipseastories.com/best. That's 30 days of full access for absolute free when you go to dipseastories.com/best. DIPSEA stories.com/best.
But wait, what you said that you had, what was yours?
Oh, should I tell you mine?
Yeah.
It's not great.
Well,
I mean, I felt deeply shameful of it, but I am glad that it happened.
yeah.
So, okay. So, so back when I was on Cougar Town,
Yeah.
in the early time of Cougar Town, I didn't
Yeah.
even put this in my book. It's a good story, though. Interesting.
All right. I want to hear it.
Honestly, by the time we got to Cougar Town, I was so fucking over writing that book. I was like, things were good, and let's move on.
I've been
It's
there.
true,
I've
though.
been there.
I was like, are we almost to the end of this book? Everything seemed fine. In fact, there's such like an insane error in like a sentence about Cougar Town. It's like the structure of the sentence makes it seem like Krista Miller is the co-creator of Cougar Town. It doesn't even matter. I only know this because the guy who co-created Cougar Town with Bill Lawrence like literally texted me the day the book came out because he like flipped to find his name and was like, what? That makes no sense. It sounds like I didn't create Cougar Town. And I was like, I'm sorry, I'll change it for the paperback or I won't. I don't know. Anyway, the
he's
point
all
being,
right.
it's fine. He's fine. Everybody's fine. The point being, I was really proud of the work that I was doing on Cougar Town,
Yeah.
and I felt like I always do have, historically speaking, maybe not as much moving forward. That's not true. A bit like I was kind of like the silent killer. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I felt like I didn't get like a ton of respect. Remember, I'm Rodney Dangerfield.
Yeah.
Like, I felt like people, like in the hierarchy of the show,
Yeah.
I wasn't even in the top 4 pay wise.
Right.
Serious, for real.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I felt like, but I was getting like recognition for the character and people thought I was really funny on it. And it was really like the first time, people are going to think this is crazy, but it was the first time that I felt like, in the industry, like in the world of entertainment, people think I'm good at this, like really
Right.
talented at this. And then I won the Critics' Choice Award.
Right.
And so I was like kind of like feeling myself.
Yeah.
And I gave some interview. I also love in IRL, in real life, and also in my career, I love hair, makeup, and wardrobe.
Yeah.
And I love figuring out what makes sense for characters and where they live is for me so much about what they look like and how they blah, 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 whatever.
Right.
And so we won that Critics' Choice Award. I know I had been doing a lot of press or whatever. We went back to work. I can't remember if it was in between 2 seasons or if it was whatever. But the wardrobe supervisor, who I loved, was like, hey, can I talk to you about something? And I was like, yeah, of course. And I loved this woman, still
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
And she was like, hey, so I know you didn't mean this, but there was this interview that you gave that some of people were talking about in the glamours. I think that's not what they call it. Like the glamours, something like glam, in glam, where you're kind of like talking about how you like pick out your clothes and do your hair and makeup. And like, that's those are our jobs. Like we love what we do. And like, we love to collaborate, but that's what it is. And like, we are the ones that are doing the work. And like, you get all the recognition all the time anyway, because you're there.
Right.
And it was, I mean, I was like 30 years old, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was the first time I was like, oh my God, I'm such a fucking asshole. Like, I never, you know, like, I was just like, yeah, I mean, I just like love building this character and like the hair and the makeup, you know, like this whole thing where it's like, well, I have, sure, like I have ideas and I come into it with things and whatever, but like there are also like teams of artists that make it all come to life. And like for me to do an interview where instead of saying like, I work with such an incredible team of people who like help put together, you know what, like instead of giving credit.
Yes. Yes.
A real credit bitch.
Yeah.
I wasn't like giving the credit because I was being an asshole. You know?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I can see all the sides. I can see how you're excitedly having a conversation about something, leaving out some pretty or glossing over some pretty important details of it that would make other people feel seen and heard.
Right.
And then, yeah.
But that was the thing. Like my friend, the woman who was the wardrobe supervisor was like, I know you. Like, I know how excited you get about this stuff. And we all love that.
Yeah.
But it kind of hurt our feelings.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it just, the way she did it was, I mean, such love.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel, I mean, I felt ashamed by it on my own.
Yeah.
But I didn't feel shamed by her.
Right.
You know?
Right. Yeah, that's so lucky, right? When someone is able to do that is such a, it's funny because you'd think it's like, oh, that's a real shit sandwich to have someone tell you that. But sometimes the way that people tell you, like you could have done better is such a gift. And so like, I really, really always try to remember that, but it's not easy. It's not easy.
But I will say it like fundamentally changed me. Like I'm so grateful that she did that.
Yeah.
Because it made me, first of all, take a step back. Secondly, be like, Busy, you don't do everything. What the fuck? Come on. You're a fucking idiot. Like, just get over yourself. But like, you know, it brought me back down to the place where like, and I do think that that's the thing that fucking happens is that people don't say that to the people in those early impressionable first glimpses of assholery.
Yes. Yes.
There's not a person who feels like, hey, come here. I just want to talk to you for 2 seconds about something.
2 seconds. I used to tell Andy Cohen all the time because, you know, he was like a behind the scenes guy, you know, who was like sometimes on TV, but he was always so nice and funny and personable when I first started working for him. And I always used to joke around to him that it takes 7 years maximum for someone to turn into an asshole if nobody keeps them in check. So like every year he would be like, how am I doing in the 7-year plan? Am I an asshole yet? He never was, because I think he had such an understanding of what it was like to do all of our jobs. He was actually incredibly easy to work with.
Well, yeah. I mean, you want somebody who has an understanding, which is like back to the rich kids thing, all the way back. Yeah. Circling back, full circle. Sometimes rich kids aren't the best worker bees.
No, it's true. It's true.
Sometimes they are not great at working.
Yeah. Because they haven't really had to, you know. It's always interesting to me. Sometimes you'll meet like an incredibly privileged family. And I do admire the attempt, I will say, where they're like, we make our kid like work at, PacSun or whatever. Like they have a part-time job at Johnny Rockets or whatever. But I do think there's a difference between like knowing that that's like an exercise in like responsibility or whatever, and actually having to have that job because you need the Johnny Rockets money. You know what I mean? Like there's a difference. And so I think even in that situation, like sometimes an incredibly wealthy teen has like a whole different experience in being like a server or working in a Gap.
It's just fucking freedom.
Yeah.
It's the freedom it's the fuck you. It's the fuck you freedom.
And also, what do you get to do with that money? Do you get to just put gas in your car that you got for a gift? Or like, is it like you might not get to go to school this semester if you don't make enough of it and bank enough of it? It's interesting.
Well, we really covered a lot. What else is on that rundown? Anything else you want to talk about?
Well, oh my God, your kids are having a ball.
They really love Emily.
That's good.
What are they doing? Cricket got vaccinated today.
Oh,
seems
that's
like
so great.
Seems like she's handling the shot okay.
Fine. She feels great. Well, there was like the Travis Scott tragedy. That's very sad. I mean,
so sad.
I just don't even know what to say about all that drama. It sounded harrowing, and I hate big concerts, and that's one of the reasons why I just can't be in a crowd like that. And
it sounded terrible.
It sounded
My
terrible.
Heart just like, ugh,
yeah.
I can't even imagine.
Because you just think you're like, we're just getting back to being able to like go places and stuff, and it's people have been waiting for so long, and you think you're sending your kid to like have a great time, and then just something like that happens. It's really, really terrible. But yeah. What else? Ben and Jen were kissing.
They're really going the distance this time.
I hope
I really
so.
believe in them. I believe in them.
Here's what I want to ask you.
Even if it doesn't work out, it's okay.
It's fine. It's like, as long as they're happy and they're having a good time. J-Lo looked adorable, I think, in the pictures. She looked very happy and goofy. Pictures
they're
of them
like
kissing.
obviously very happy together.
Yeah.
And I bet they feel young.
Yeah. Why wouldn't they?
I don't know, but why am I whispering? Because they're not
I don't know.
in the next room.
It's like, well, I mean, I don't know. Why are you whispering? What is forbidden about talking about Ben and J-Lo's love? Are you happy with the amount of Bennifer that we're getting, or do you feel like it's like maybe slightly not enough?
I don't think it's enough, but I also am like, I've kind of lost interest in like all celeb goss.
Interesting.
Ish. I'm going to add an ish.
Okay. All right. I'm not
like I'm like sort of interested in it in the way that I'm interested in television shows that I never finish.
Yeah. Okay. I gotcha.
Maybe that's my ADD.
Yeah.
Or just life. Like there's just like a lot going on.
Yeah, there's a lot, and it's different for you. Like a lot of these people, like you legitimately know and have met. I'm just interested in like celeb goss where the celebrities are happy and being nice to each other and possibly having hot sex. And then also like, I'm interested when a celebrity fucks up in as much as I hope that they can make it right. How does that seem?
Yeah, I just get so like, I get like very like nervous when kids are involved.
Yeah. Yeah, obviously. Anything
else?
Kanye said on a podcast that SNL forced Kim to do the joke about him in her monologue. And I was like, I don't think anyone forces Kim to do anything.
That's what I was going to say. And then also I was going to say like, I would also tell that to Kanye West if he were my ex-husband.
They made me do it.
Oh my God. Babe, they put it in. I'm so sorry. I don't know. I was just like reading what was on the teleprompter.
But
I
then
don't
I
know.
had a mind blowing thought because I was also reading like all the gossip and like gossip it's unsubstantiated. It's just rumor, but also like sometimes it is substantiated because like people's people are putting it out, so you just never know. That's a Hollywood break for you. But here's people were saying that like some folks are nervous that Kanye is going to have a meltdown because Kim is dating Pete Davidson now, it seems like. And
Why would he have a meltdown about that?
I don't
Why would he care?
Because again, according to rumor, he asked her to refrain from dating Pete Davidson.
Why would that even be a conversation you would have?
I don't think that's a conversation you get to have when you're divorcing someone.
But also but like, why would you even? You know what I mean? Like, why is it
I don't know.
There's one man that is off limits. And you know who it is and you know why. And we're like, but what?
Because
no, who and why?
he's a great guy that
Why?
everyone loves. And
Everyone
I won't.
loves him.
And I won't.
He's such a great guy. You would love him. You would love him.
But
He's a great guy.
It made me have an epiphany because you remember when we said last week was it just last week that we were saying there's speculation that Kim and Pete Davidson are dating, and you said you thought the simulation was broken. Here's my epiphany.
I did.
The simulation isn't broken. Pete Davidson is running the simulation.
Pete Davidson's the Terminator?
I mean, it all makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm on board with this. I'm fucking on board with this. Yes.
Now you see.
Now I see.
Everyone thinks he's a great guy. He's dated.
The Terminator. God, but also, I think I might be the Terminator.
Well, then
This is like, and then we need Heidi from my wardrobe supervisor to be like, Biz, come here. I need to talk to you about something for a second. She's like, you're not the fucking Terminator, sweetie.
We all do a
Go
lot.
back to your dressing room.
We all do a lot of termination work here, and it's a team effort. And
You guys, I have to tell you something that just happened in real time, because if I seemed to like kind of space out for a second and then I just came back, here's what happened.
What
I got
happened?
a text from one of Birdie's friends' moms.
Yeah.
Who I love this mom.
Yeah.
And our kids have been like, I've loved this kid in Birdie's life. And like, they're just, and like the family, like the dad literally says things to me that are like, we would take Birdie anywhere with us. Like, we just love Birdie so much. Like, where I'm like, Eddie Haskell, like, what's happening? You know what I mean?
a little scary.
Right. Like, what's happening? And so, no, not in like no, just like Birdie's like thrives in their home.
that's
You know what I
great.
mean? And like, like those families where your kid all of a sudden is just like, I'm like, wait, who's this kid? Why is
Yes.
all of your homework is done? Why is
Yes.
all of your homework done?
Yes.
Okay. So this is this kid, and they've been really close since the beginning of school this year.
Yeah.
Right? The mom and I have hung out, and I'm like, I love this mom. Like,
Great.
which is also, if you guys listen enough, not the easiest thing for me.
Not
with
always
the other moms. It
case.
just isn't.
Yeah.
So I like love this mom. Oh my God. I just got this text, and she's like, can I please have a chat with you over the phone? Would tomorrow around 10:30 a.m. work? And I was like, oh my God. What happened?
What happened?
Literally, can you imagine everything that just went through my head
Yeah.
in 2.5 seconds?
Yeah.
And I
That's
was
like an air raid siren.
I mean, that was as red of the flags from the blood of my period in front of Chris Pratt's house. All of this went right back up when I got that text just now. And I was like, oh my God, what the fuck happened? Like,
Yeah.
what happened?
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, okay. I'm literally in every scene tomorrow. It's like my day. It's my one day.
It's your
where
big
it's like,
day.
I'm literally in every single fucking scene tomorrow. And anyway, and I'm on location. Okay. So I was like, oh God. My eyes started twitching. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm working all day tomorrow. I'm not sure if 10:30 exactly will work, but if you have some flexibility, I can try you. Is everything okay? Like, I'm sorry that sounds desperate, but I just was like, very
Yeah,
nervous
your,
in this
your
moment.
life is flashing before your eyes.
And then she wrote sorry with that face that's like scrunched up.
Okay.
And then I was like, oh no, this is terrible. Somehow I sent this text totally to the wrong person. I don't even know how I did this because your names don't even come close to one another with a laughing emoji. And I just wrote back, oh my God, no problem. Meanwhile, I think Birdie is incarcerated or like has done some.
Oh my God.
I can't even tell you. My brain went so many places in that 1.5 seconds.
Wacky texts mix up. Wait, did we ever talk about our editor, Tony, from Busy Tonight and the emoji mix up on the podcast?
Tony, we did. I'm pretty sure we told this story.
Did we ever
talked
tell
about
that
Tony before?
story? I know we've talked about Tony, our dearly departed friend, our editor at Busy Tonight, just about how I'm sure we told it. Is that what this podcast is now?
What?
Is that what this podcast is now? We're just trying to remember
Caissie,
the stories.
this is what the podcast has been since day one.
It's just like talking to your mom, and you're like, "I know,
Have we told
Mom.
that story before?
I know,
Yes,
Mom.
You've told the fucking story.
Anyway,
All right,
long story short is that Tony
just tell it real fast.
Yeah, one time Tony texted me saying thanks for the sweatshirt because I got him like a sweatshirt. I got the staff like a sweatshirt gift, and it had like a cringy face emoji, and I was like. But then I later saw him wearing the sweatshirt and I was like, oh, I'm surprised to see you wearing that sweatshirt because when you texted me, it had a cringy face emoji. And he was like, no, that's a smiley face emoji. And I was like, no, that's like the yikes emoji. And then he just stood in the hallway, like remembering the thousands of times he had sent a cringe face emoji. Anyway, we love Tony. We miss him so much. We told that story at his memorial, and his parents were so adorable. We love him and miss him all the time. I think about him all the time.
Such a great guy.
Such a great guy. Such a sweet guy. Anyway, not to bring it down, what are you doing your best at this week besides having your organs fall out of your butthole when a mom sends you a wrong text?
That was literally insane. That was literally insane. I don't know. Oh, okay. I'm doing my best at. You're just in complete darkness now, Caissie.
I know. I'm trying to turn on a
What
light.
happened to that ring light I sent you?
I think somebody borrowed the ring light. I think
No.
one of my kids borrowed the ring
I
light,
hate
and
it.
then they replaced it, but they didn't plug it back in.
So now you're just in the dark.
Yeah, but I put on my desk light.
I mean, because it's what, like 3 p.m. there? I mean, I hate daylight savings.
It's 5:26 p.m. and it's pitch black out in
pitch
Los
black.
Angeles,
I hate
California.
Daylight savings.
It's not great. It's not great.
I grew
but
up
it's
without
great.
it, you know.
It's great
the
in the
only
morning.
good thing Arizona has ever done. The only
Arizona
good
is
thing.
like so libertarian about the time, and I'll never know what time it is in Arizona. And it's
I love it. I love that that was the one thing I take pride in.
It's just like
Certainly not fucking Kristen Cinema.
I've had your sister ask me before, what time will it be in Arizona? And I'm like, Leanne, I don't know. You're in Arizona. How would I know the answer to that question ever?
Each and every day, I put on my each and every so my armpits don't stink. Is that good?
That's good. Very soulful.
I liked it.
It was a good one.
Yeah, I liked it. So listen, guys, you've heard us talk about each and every for how long now?
Over a year. We've
You know
been
why?
in love
You
with
know why?
Why?
Because we love it. We love it. We love them. We're on board. Give us this natural, aluminum-free, no baking soda or other hidden nasty deodorant that goes right on our armpits, right next to our very sensitive breast tissue.
Yeah.
In sustainable packaging made from sugarcane, vegan and cruelty-free.
I want to talk about something that's not specifically like part of what we've talked about before with each and every is
okay.
that like using traditional old antiperspirant deodorant, which I was convinced was the only thing that was ever going to work for these pits. Like you get, this is gross, Busy, but you get that kind of like crusty, like it changes like the nature of your armpit. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it like gets all over your clothes.
It's gross.
But since I started using Each and Every, not only do my pits smell amazing and the scents are incredible, but like my skin just looks like the rest of my skin again, which I never thought was going to be the case.
Listen, guys, if that doesn't make you run to eachandevery.com right now and order your own worry-free natural deodorant with all-day protection, no aluminum, sensitive skin friendly. I don't know what will. Maybe if I tell you some of our favorite scents.
Yes.
Lavender and lemon, cedar and vanilla, cannabis and green tea, guys, smells so effing good. And now we're into our limited edition sort of winter fall flavors,
Yes.
black spruce and fir and juniper and mint. Come on.
I'm just about to switch from the ginger to the spruce and fir for
Sure.
this time of
cardamom
year.
and ginger. You go cardamom and I go coconut and lime in the summer because I'm like, I
Yes.
want to smell like a pina colada.
We're on the same exact program. But that's what's exciting about Each and Every is that you can have like a wardrobe of scents and you can make a game time call.
I do it. And I want you to be like me. And once you try Each and Every, we're telling you, you're never going to go back. For early holiday shoppers, there's great stocking stuffers. Also,
Yeah.
they make the mini sizes too. I think those would be great stocking stuffers because I love a mini deodorant in my purse. And I love sticking a mini deodorant in my children's backpack.
There you go.
Yes. Anyway, beat the rush. Order now. There's an amazing deal for our listeners, Obvi. 30% off your first purchase of Each and Every. Just go to our very special URL, eachandevery.com/best. Use promo code BEST30. Don't miss out on 30% off. Use promo code BEST30 at eachandevery.com/best. We are fans of Athletic Greens. Let me tell you something, boy. We love it.
Yeah, can't really even go without it at this point. It's essential.
You really love it. You've
Yes.
really gotten into the Athletic Greens life.
Yes.
And now there's AG1 by Athletic Greens. It is the category-leading superfood product. It brings comprehensive and convenient daily nutrition to everybody. Keeping up with the research, knowing what to do, taking a bunch of pills and capsules is hard on your tummy.
Yeah.
And hard to keep up with. And to help us be at our best, Athletic Greens AG1 has simplified the path to better nutrition by giving you one thing with all the best things, which is literally the best.
It's a
One
lifesaver.
tasty scoop.
Yeah.
That's it. One scoop of AG1 contains 75 vitamins, minerals, and whole food sourced ingredients, including your multivitamin, multi-mineral, probiotic, greens, superfood blend, and more. And it's one convenient daily serving. The special blend of high-quality, bioavailable ingredients in a scoop of AG1 work together to fill those nutritional gaps in your diet, support energy and focus, aid with gut health and digestion, and support a healthy immune system, effectively replacing multiple products or pills. And it's just one healthy, delicious drink. How do you do yours, Case?
I just do a scoop in the morning and I don't even really mix it with juice all the time because it tastes really good on its own. It just makes you feel better because like I'm the type of person that realizes at the end of the day, like, oh, I didn't have as many fruits or vegetables as I was supposed to have. And I'm trying to like cram them in and it's not happening. So I get that scoop in the morning and then I know I'm good for the day and I can just go about my business.
I do a smoothie. And what I love about AG1 is that you can eat keto, paleo, vegan, dairy-free, gluten-free. That's all good. AG1's got you covered. No GMOs, no nasty chemicals, and they managed to make it taste good, guys.
Yeah.
I have to tell you, this is how you know that there's nothing gross in it. I can sneak it into smoothies for my kids.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
I also love that there's like some mushroom complex digestive enzymes in there. They've added ingredients with naturally occurring enzymes that boost digestion. And they also contain immune supporting mushrooms. Mushrooms, very hot, guys. Very hot mushrooms.
We need all of
Just
that.
so you know.
Yeah.
We need it all. Anyway, join the movement of athletes and lifeletes and moms and dads and kids and me and Caissie. Take ownership of your daily health and focus on the nutritional products that you really need in the very easiest way possible. That is Essentialist Nutrition, guys. And to make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you an immune-supporting free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase if you visit athleticgreens.com/busy today. Again, simply visit athleticgreens.com/busy to take control of your health and to give AG1 a try. I promise you, you're going to love it in your smoothies.
Yeah. And you need that vitamin D for winter. So get on it.
Get that vitamin D. Well, here's what I'm doing my best at this week. Forgiveness. No, I'm trying to be sometimes I just think in song. I'm like Zoe's
wonderful.
Infinite Playlist, but IRL. I never watched that show. But anyway, I'm doing my best at like remembering that I can be that in the holding of the two things, that like even if I have bad patterns that I slip back into that don't make me feel great about myself or whatever, that I can always make a different choice. And also I do make lots of different choices. I do make different choices, and I'm not always one way, and I'm not, and so being self-compassionate.
Busy just tried to kill a bug in her house. And what did you hit instead?
My finger clipped the edge of my phone, which then sent it tumbling into the sky. It landed. Thankfully, it looked like it was going to land right on the tile, but it landed on
Wow.
carpet. So
you're forgiving yourself for that.
Yes. But I have to say, I'm like having a hard time. What's really funny is in this conversation, I realized that I was really upset about a thing today at work. And instead of doing the version that would not be shameful for the other person, I fully was like an asshole in front of everybody. Not an asshole, but I was just like, why would you do this thing to me when like X, Y, and Z? Like I was like was very confrontational.
Okay.
Which is not a great thing now, I'm realizing.
And how did it wind up? Was it okay? Or
Well, they fucked up, and like I just whatever. It's fine. But
Yeah.
I was just so mad about it that I like didn't take a breath and like I don't know.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's hard also, Caissie. Guys, lean in. Shh. Come here. It's hard also when like you've been in charge.
Yeah.
Ish.
Yeah.
And like, we were real efficiency bitches, you and me.
Yes.
We were.
Yeah, we were.
And we like expected everybody else to like meet us there.
Yeah.
And be like super efficient and respectful and like make choice, like be respectful of one another in very specific professional ways,
Right.
And this was really a case where I felt like not only was I like not respected, I was like not even taken into consideration. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like what I hate the most, and which is why I didn't want to be a fucking actor anymore, is being like the wine glass sitting on the table that everybody's having a conversation about. Like, I'm not your fucking wine glass that's sitting on a table that everybody gets to have a conversation about my schedule, my life, my hair, my makeup, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I am a grown ass professional person.
Right.
That you need to talk to about things. And if you're
Yes.
like acting, if you're making decisions based in fear, Caissie,
Yes.
that also don't take me into consideration, don't consult me, but directly affect me,
Right.
I'm not going to be thrilled about it.
Right. Right. That is one situation where I hear you that you weren't proud of how you reacted, but sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's hard not to react in a situation like that because it is, respect is important and feeling respected is important. And you're working really hard and you're all really tired and it's like close quarters, big family, That's what being on the set of a TV show is like. And so, just like sometimes you like put your dirty laundry out in front of your whole family, like sometimes it happens a little bit.
But there is also, there's an old school way of treating specifically actresses.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm just going to say it. I'm just going to make it into that thing.
Yeah.
Because I'm not even saying that that's necessarily what was happening, but for me, it triggers.
It pushes that button. Yeah.
Yeah, it pushes that button. And so then I get triggered in not, the worst way, which at this point in my life, I'm like, oh, fuck no, motherfucker,
Right.
Well,
did everything wind up okay?
I mean, it is what it is. It's fine.
Yeah.
And it's like, and in the scheme, like, guys, it's fine. It's all fine,
Yeah.
But it's like that kind of thing is the thing that like breeds a lot of resentment on my side.
Yeah. It's hard because sometimes I beat myself up for getting resentful but then I ask myself like, well, what other reaction would you have to that?
Yeah.
Like what would, and I say, this is like a thing that I say to people a lot. And I know people in my life hate it. And sometimes I say it to people who aren't in my life that much, but that I'm like communicating with. Sometimes people will say or do something and I will just really ask like, what response did you picture getting from me from what has just like, how did you envision this going? Like
that's a great one.
Like what were you expecting me to say? How were you expecting me to feel about this? Because I'm curious because the way I'm feeling and what I'm about to say is only going to go one way. It's a very predictable outcome for when, you're sort of feeling disrespected or not thought of and
And it's hard for me too because I know it's a recurrent theme. This was another thing I was going to say when you were talking about your husband and Nelson and you and Nelson's wife and
Vince and
yes, is that I do think that we continually find ourselves sort of in the same situations because of patterns, because of the way that we behave and the way that like people perceive us.
Yes.
And it doesn't, being able to recognize it and acknowledge it doesn't sometimes make it easier in the moment is all I'm saying.
Right.
But it does. Like, it's like so many times people are like, oh, I just keep attracting this same type of person over and over again. And like, you have to figure out what is that doing for you? What are you getting out of it?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. What are you getting out of it?
This is a great question.
Maybe we'll have the answer next week. Stay tuned.
I think that like part of the generational thing that I'm like trying to eliminate and trying to cut is this idea of being wronged,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And and like walking into situations feeling as though others are trying to sabotage you, which is just right back at the top of the motherfucking show, you guys. I think that's it. I think we got to call it a night. Wow. Wow, 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 wow.
Well,
I think we got to call it a night. I think that's the full circle moment. That's our Oprah moment. It's at 1 hour, 27 minutes, and 53 seconds, guys. Busy Phillips figured it out.
that you feel as if people are wronging you.
Trying to sabotage me.
Yeah, trying
wronging
to
me.
trying
not
to sabotage
not giving
you.
a shit about what I'm putting into a thing, my needs in order to accomplish the thing.
Interesting.
You know.
Do you want to hear something interesting? My older son Eli, who's a grown man now, also Busy Phillips is doing her best. Former intern Eli, when he was around Birdie's age, one time we were getting into it like you do with a kid that age, and I said, sometimes I feel like you're nicer to perfect strangers than you are to your family. And he said, perfect strangers have never wronged me.
Yeah, that's it.
And he said it so quickly and
so true.
so succinctly.
But-
and I was like, oh, wow. I never have had like a real conversation where someone talked about like being wronged. You know, it's like shit you see on TV, like, you know, but I was like, I've never been in a real life conversation where somebody was like, you all have wronged me.
Yeah, but that's
that's
Eli
how he
and I
felt.
are the same fucking person. I mean, I think that our next merch, can we do a line that just says a stranger is just someone who hasn't wronged me yet? A stranger is just someone who hasn't wronged me yet.
So funny. I don't think he really feels that way now, but it's so funny. But it makes sense that, you know, like, it makes sense. It makes sense that it's something that you would like store up your whole life, like that feeling and sort of, I don't know. What is that? What is that? Does it give you like a reason? You know?
A reason, a justification for emotion.
Yeah, maybe. Like people are always saying like, I wish someone would push me, or, you know, I wish someone would say that to my face or whatever. And I'm like, oh, you're all wishing for bad things to happen to you because clearly you have something that you want to say or that it's something that you want to do. So maybe just like,
Yeah, it's probably, yeah.
yeah.
Who
Interesting.
fucking knows?
Interesting.
Oh, but you know what else?
What?
Paula Pell did not make me do anything, but because of Paula Pell and a text that she sent me, I re-downloaded Snapchat.
Oh, Lord.
For a filter situation.
Sure.
Because I wanted to try this filter.
Yeah.
And then I was like in the filter world and it was wild. But I also found fucking snaps archived on there from 2015 and 2016.
Yeah.
And it was wild watching them.
Why? What was it like?
Well, I don't know how other people's pictures and things exist, but like, my pictures and videos don't go back that far on my phone and my computer. They're somewhere,
Right.
I guess.
Right. Yeah.
But they're just not downloaded or whatever.
Right.
But I was legit, watched this whole story from when, and I wrote about this in my book when I was like falling down all the time.
Oh.
And it was just pretty fucking wild.
That's wild. What do you think that was?
What do you mean?
Like where you were falling down all the time?
Oh, I just wanted attention. This is just all about attention, is all my point is. I think, maybe.
Well,
I would like for somebody to be like, hi, we see you. I see how hard you're working, baby. It's okay. You're doing good.
aw, I do see you, and you are working hard, and you are doing good.
I know you do. Thank you.
Aww. Well, do you want to know what I'm doing my best at this week?
Of course.
Because you need a minute to cry, and I'm crying a little bit too. But okay. So this is not what I'm doing my best at. It's what a bunch of our listeners are doing their best at, and I think this will make you happy.
What is it?
When I was trying to work on the website and get it all put together, and I said it won't be perfect, but it'll be done. Mm-hmm. Somebody messaged me on Instagram and said, are there transcripts of your podcasts for the deaf and hard of hearing?
Amazing. That's such a great idea.
Well, in that moment, I sort of felt like, talk about like getting gently called in or whatever. I was like, no, we don't have those. We didn't have them before when we had a company that we were doing the podcast with. We've been doing this independently. It's not even something... I don't know. I didn't think about it. I didn't think about how people who are deaf or hard of hearing might enjoy a podcast. I guess if you would have asked me, I would have just assumed, oh, there's like an app or whatever. I don't know. But it turns out that some podcasts do put out transcripts. And then I started to look into them. Some of the transcripts are really messy because it's like artificial intelligence and that like transcribes. And that would be like a really easy way. But I started to look and like some of them are just like, it's so messy that it's hard to follow what's going on. And I don't think that would be like as useful as it could be. And I think it's like a subpar thing to put out for people. Like, here, have this. It's good enough. So anyway, on our Facebook group, on the Busy Phillips is Doing Her Best Facebook group that Busy's never on because she's not on Facebook. So... sorry about that, but I do report to her what's on there sometimes. I just posed a question saying, hey, listen, would anybody be interested in volunteering to help me out with this project that has to do with the podcast? And a bunch of people, like over 100 people were like, yes, I'll help you. I'll help you do something. Tell me what it is. And this listener, Abby, who's really great at organizing things, I told her what the project was. She organized this whole form for people to fill out. I'm going to make the AI generated transcripts. Then they're going to go get assigned to individual listeners who are going to listen to old episodes of the podcast, fix all of the parts that don't make sense because artificial intelligence is not that intelligent. And then we're going to have readable transcripts for like going back to episode 1 of the podcast.
And if you are the person that did it, you get credit.
Yes, their names are going to go on it. Who's the author of the transcript?
I love
it was so nice that like well over 100 listeners were like, yes, I would absolutely do that. So a thing that I was like feeling like this is going to take me like 800 hours and several months if I work full time on it. It's not going to take that. Everybody's going to help and it's going to be good and it's going to take a little time, but it's going to happen. So that's not what I'm doing my best at this week. That's what over 100 of you, and especially Abby, who's like really taken charge of the whole thing, is doing their best at. What I'm doing my best at, I'm kind of mad that my favorite tampons were discontinued.
What are they?
Kotex security tampons in the purple applicator, which I know it's a plastic applicator, whatever. I just feel like, can I just go my like reproductive lifetime and like have like one type of tampon that I like? Can you just like it's, I'm getting near the finish line. Just let me,
I mean, I was going to say like, it's all under attack. You know what I mean?
It's all under attack. I know. And I feel like whenever I bring up tampons, you're always like, you should try the cup. And I really have tried the cup. And I just feel like I have a very wide set yet short vagina.
I have no judgments about what you need to shove up there. If it's a flag, it could be a flag.
So I'm bummed about that, but also, and this is all my bests are not bests. I'll tell you this. We talked about Ehlers-Danlos syndrome on the podcast. Shout out to everyone that was like, hey, I have that too. We see you. One of my symptoms is it is hilarious. I'm going to say, for me, it's hilarious. If you have it and you don't find it hilarious, I'm sorry. I think it is a little funny. One of my symptoms is literal exercise intolerance. Like, I am not great with exercise.
Birdie has that,
Oh, really?
Birdie has it too. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, for sure. Mhm.
Anyway, my doctor was like, do you want like a medic alert bracelet with that? And I was like, I mean, is anyone gonna like, I don't know, am I gonna have like an exercise intolerance attack? I don't think so. I hope not. Anyway, the point is
Birdie did get like an elevator pass at school.
Oh God, really?
Yeah. Well, by the way,
they're
they're
lucky.
yeah, they're like on the like 7th floor or something.
Yeah,
I feel
that's
That's a lot.
good. Anyway, yeah. So
Okay.
I've like long, and I was a sporty kid. Like I loved doing gymnastics. I loved doing. Well, I didn't love being on the track team, but I was on the track team. I did cheerleading. We were super athletic cheerleaders, but I did hurt myself all the time. It was a lot of
right. Those
going,
loosey-goosey joints.
those loose joints. So one of the forms of exercise that I can do without hurting myself and like that is like doctor recommended for me is swimming, which great. I just had a gym near me that had a pool, but then COVID happened. So the gym on my insurance plan is closed and like now it's reopened, but the pool's not opened. So I can't, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Cut to, we just decided like, what's one more loan or whatever. We ordered like from this wholesaler, like a swim spa, like a swimming. It's like a spa, but it has like the little motor and it's just small enough that it's not a pool. We couldn't afford a pool, but this is just like you just swim in this spa against like a motor or whatever.
Sure.
But anyway, it took forever to come because we got it from some like no-name wholesaler instead of just like buying the Michael Phelps swim spa because we couldn't afford that. So we just bought like this whatever. And we were like, this is never coming. Like it's never going to arrive because somebody just took the money that we had and just took it. And like this doesn't really exist. But it actually did come and like it had to be craned over our house because the alleys of our house are so skinny. And so it got craned over our house and put down in our yard. And then I was like, that fucking thing is so tall. And I was like, oh, okay. So like, where are the stairs? There are no stairs. It's like over 5 feet tall. There are no.
Was it supposed to be in ground?
No, I mean, you could, I guess, technically put it in ground, but that was also like an expense that we were like, we're not going to incur this expense. Like, we're just going to have it on the ground because what's the point of like being elegant or stylish at this point? So anyway, so I'm like, where are the stairs? And the guy's like, oh, it didn't have stairs. There are no stairs. And then he like hooked it halfway up and then just like, it only like halfway works. There's lights on one side that don't work. And he was just like, whatever, you don't need those lights. It's fine. So it works for what it's used for. But like a lot of the things are like, listen, it's a very sketchy wholesale swim spa with no stairs. And then I was like, we're going to have to fucking like buy lumber and build stairs for it. But my husband... But my husband, who's very handy, but he works like 60 hours a week in a fucking grocery store. He's exhausted. So we haven't built stairs for it, but I wanted to use it. So we've been using like a ladder to climb in and out of it. And like then on the second day, which I'm gonna hurt myself on. Like that's the whole point of the fucking swim spa. On the second day, I just broke my toe on the ladder. And like, you know how much I hate feet. And I hate that I even
Caissie!
I don't even like, I wish I didn't have feet. I wish I just had like toeless, like flippers.
Stop.
You know what I mean?
Stop.
Because feet are so gross to me. And now my foot is grosser than ever because I broke my toe.
Oh my God.
Climbing a ladder to get into this swim spa.
It's kind of exciting though about the swim spa.
I mean, when we have stairs, it'll be exciting. I don't think
what
we're
if you
ever
just dig a hole and then put it in the ground?
I don't know that. I don't know that that's
that's a more viable option than building stairs.
That's a more viable. I feel more confident in our ability to build stairs eventually when we have time than to dig a hole and bury this thing. Plus, we don't really have we have like a postage stamp of grass. It would be like It would be like right outside my bedroom window, like right outside there.
I get it.
But anyway, it is nice.
So you're doing your best at climbing into the pool?
I mean, like, I guess it's just like
breaking your toe.
I broke my toe, and then I'm like, I went to get in it last night, and I was like, I'm gonna break another toe, swear to God. And then I don't know. I'm hoping. I know that I won't stop using the ladder to get into it. So I'm just hoping that I will start building those stairs before I really hurt myself.
Let's
on
just
that
be
ladder.
careful. I guess let's just be careful.
I'm trying.
Is all I'm
it's just
say.
like here's what I will say. I just try to stop being like a hillbilly as much as I can, and it just keeps coming back for me.
It keeps finding you.
Yeah.
It just keeps finding you.
It's like
really keeps
you can take the girl off the farm.
Hey, did you even look? Did you Google like side of swim spa stairs?
I did, but then like there's like supply chain problems, and everything's like not really tall enough because from whatever country we ordered this swim spa from, the people must be a very tall people.
I'm gonna need a picture of this. I'm sorry. We're all gonna need a picture, guys.
Yes.
I hear you. I got you. Don't worry about it. We need a picture. Thanks, Caissie.
I don't think any of those aftermarket stairs are tall enough. But I will say that we did go into like a swim, like a pool shop to see if they had anything. And a funny thing did happen where we spoke to the young woman and we were like, hey, we were kind of looking to see, like, do you sell pool stairs and like outside stairs? And she was like, yeah, we don't have any in stock. We'd have to order them. And then she was like, and this was like on like Halloween was approaching. And she was like, I can show them to you on my computer. And she like twirled her computer around her laptop and it had a page open about the Salem witch trials. And I was like, oh, the Salem witch trials, which is rude. You shouldn't comment on what someone has on their computer, as we were just discussing earlier. And she goes, yeah, I mean, I was just watching a movie that was sort of about this and it inspired me to look into it. This really happened.
Oh my God.
And I almost died of laughter. I was like, I'm from Massachusetts. Yeah, I that's like, yeah, it's a big, but some people are so young that I guess that they don't know.
They don't learn about the Salem witch trials in school?
I don't.
What are you talking about?
I mean, I guess I felt like I was still I feel like when I was a kid, the Salem witch trials had happened a short enough time.
That's insane. Caissie, that is insane. Come
this really happened. It made me laugh so hard. And so anyway, I was like, yeah, there's like a play called The Crucible and there's probably like a great movie. And
I talked about Goody Proctor today. I'm not even kidding.
It made me laugh so hard. And then I was wondering what the movie was that had inspired her to look into it. And I 100% have to believe it was Hocus Pocus.
Oh, okay.
That's probably the one, right?
I don't know.
What would make you look into the Salem witch trials but not be 100% certain that it wasn't just like fictional for the movie?
Well, what if she watched like The Crucible or something?
Which was like a dramatic play, I guess, a dramatization.
What if she saw wasn't there like a Winona Ryder Crucible?
Yes, right?
What if she's watched the Winona Ryder Crucible because she loves Stranger Things?
It could be.
And so she was going through Winona Ryder's old filmography.
Oh my God.
And thought that one looked kind of cool and spooky.
It made me laugh.
And then was like, what's with these witches?
It made me laugh so hard. Just imagining
really
like very
wild.
young people being like, have you heard of this Watergate? It really happened.
Right. But Watergate, you are old enough that like Watergate didn't happen
But not
in the
to her.
distant past when you were born. But the Salem witch trials happened a long time ago.
But when you grow up in Massachusetts, you feel like...
But I also just
going
love
on.
witches, obviously.
Yeah,
I've always been a witch, right?
Yeah, that's
Maybe
true.
she's just not a witch.
Maybe. That could be it.
I was always convinced since like I was very little that I was burned.
Have you ever had like a past life regression?
I have.
What did they
Yeah, I
say? What was the
I've always been feminine.
Okay.
I'm a true feminine spirit.
Okay.
And so I've had like feminine. I've had feminine expression in every life.
Okay.
And yeah, in like one of my last lives, 60s, did a lot of drugs, and I was like a rock star, or I don't know, with a rock star. We don't know. I was like, was I Janis Joplin? Maybe. We don't know.
Wow. And then when your kids were little, did they ever say some like creepy past life shit that freaked you out?
Oh, and when I was, yes, and I also was like obsessed with the Titanic before the movie. Like when I was really little, I was obsessed with the Titanic.
Oh my God.
And obsessed with sharks.
That's
always
wild. Huh.
I think there was some weird stuff that Birdie and Cricket both had, but I can't, in this moment right now, I'm thinking about those nachos I need to reheat, and it's 9 at night, and I have to wake up so early tomorrow, and I don't know all my lines yet. So I'm like,
oh Lord.
I know.
You have to deal with this present life.
I do have to deal with this present life.
And not worry so much about your past lives.
I'm not worried about my past lives. Or the ones that are happening concurrently somewhere else in the universe.
Yeah.
That I've been glitching in and out of.
Yeah. That's all of it. That's just how it is.
By the way, you only told that story about Tony on another timeline on the podcast. You didn't tell it.
I probably did on
you
our
haven't
other,
told it on this one yet.
Our other podcast. Anyway, here's the thing about a good story. Like, it doesn't hurt you to hear it twice.
No.
So,
I've heard it so many times I've put myself into it. I think I was standing next to you when it happened. I was not. All right, you guys, I got to go to bed. I got to go eat those nachos and learn my lines.
Your lines.
Not in that order. You have to put it in the right order.
It's a little mix up.
But I love you guys so much. Thanks for hanging out with us. And I'm sorry I'm not as rich as a Twitch streamer. And I'm sorry I didn't bleed on any flags today. And the thoughts and feelings expressed in this podcast are only those for tonight.
And
they may or may not hold.
They may not be valid tomorrow. This offer may not be valid in the future.
We don't know. But we are going to do a 10-minute a day podcast next week.
Yeah, we gotta
starting tomorrow, right? I guess.
Yeah. You'll let me know when you have 10 minutes.
I'll call you tomorrow.
Okay, talk to you soon. We love you. Bye.
Bye.
I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm doing my best.
Oh no.